Hi, my name is Noor and this is Simplify Homeschool. So, we made a kimono to supplement our history lesson on Japan and Korea. So, the curriculum I use for history has an activity book which has suggestions for projects. So, there was this suggestion for making a kimono, and I didn't really go into the details because I had another idea, an easier way that I thought I could make a kimono. So I found an old robe. I save things that we can reuse. So I just took this old robe out, and it has a different shape. So it's like a nightgown, like an over thing that you throw on top of it. So it's really loose and long, and it's, I think, probably XL size. But I thought I could just reshape it in some way and make it, turn it into a kimono. So wherever I can, I try to reuse things instead of just going and buying from the store. So this seemed like a perfect option for that because it has the satin material. It's kind of like, like Japanese theme, Chinese theme has that silk look. So that was perfect. And also it had this borders and huge prints. The only problem was that it was pink lace around it, and so I just pulled out my the encyclopedia, and I reminded my boys about what we read last year about the people from Phoenician islands and how they made purple dye, which was like expensive dye, and it was used only by the royalty, and the men would wear purple, and and this whole pink and purple thing being girly colors is a new phenomenon, like maybe in the last century. Next thing that I did was I just made a picture, a diagram of the layout of the fabric, and I showed them how we can reuse this old robe and reshape it to make it look like a kimono. So once they had that picture and on a smaller scale, they could visualize how the project is going to come together. So before I go further, I just had something interesting to share. So the way I'm able to reuse things is because we save things, and we have stuff that we have collected. We have designated places in our home where we collect wood pieces, fabric pieces, any packing material, recycled stuff, anything that stops working. All of this stuff gets saved. And I cannot tell you how beautifully this lends itself to my entire philosophy of education. Keeping the education child led, doing a lot of projects. And by projects, I mean not directed by me, but, driven by them, executed by them, conceptualized by them. Now, this really, really helps all of that come together. It also helps me feed their curiosity because anything that's broken, they are able to take it apart and study it and rebuild something else with it. And it also helps with their creative play, and their pretend play goes to the next level because of availability of these kind of materials. And this whole idea of keeping their learning and their play open ended, and also it teaches them to conserve resources and to be frugal. Reuse what you already have. See if you can find something that can be used again instead of constantly exhausting the resources, because there are limited resources out in the world. I also get asked this question frequently that, how do you teach engineering principles to little children? And my simple and short answer to that is keep them away from technology, give them access to a lot of different materials, give them the choice to build and put things together on their own, let them experiment a lot, and teach them about conservation. That's it. It's just that simple. So, this is a long discussion, and maybe I should save it for another video. Coming back to the robe, I just went ahead and I did the markings. And once I was done with the markings, the boys were ready to start the sewing. My older one is familiar with sewing and he's done it in the past. He loves using the stitching machine. He's obsessed with machines.
Let me try to say here, go inside there, go there, then
Yeah, leave it, leave it.
What?
You don't have to cut it.
Oh. Why did it just cut like that?
I don't know.
But then, how do we do it then? Okay, there. Right on the line. So now it's going to be separate. But I don't care. You know, I'm just going to keep it on one for now. Yay, it's back.
Then get back to the road. Now we're gonna hit the
Oh
road.
no. Okay, I'm out of the road again. Why am I constantly getting out of the road?
Yeah, now you're about to arrive.
Got to arrive. Arrived. And map of the car game. Okay, I'm going straight. Nothing to the left. Okay. I'm about to hit the end of the road. Oh no, I'm getting off the road. I'm on the grass. Now I need to go move away.
See it is moving.
Okay.
Some metallic pieces
going, keep
moving
going.
up and down.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
back.
that's good. Oh, that's good.
Okay.
I am pushing.
Okay, that's pretty slow.
Look at the string. It's dancing out.
Yeah. Dancing up. Keep on going.
Keep going.
Faster. Okay, that's too fast.
No, that's okay.
When
know,
my
it's not
hands are
okay.
paining,
Okay, now let me do it. Okay.
I'll tell you when. Okay, now.
What? So quickly?
Yeah, it heals up. Allah made it heal up. Sleep is coming. Mr. Sleep is coming.
So once the sewing was done, I just went ahead and checked for any errors. There was on the underside of the arm, there was the fabric getting pulled in a funny way. So I just had to make some slits on the on the inside to allow the fabric to move more comfortably. And that was the only step left. The kimono was ready, and the boys were ready to try it on. Who are you?
Oh, Mr. Aldon.
Wow.
Not in the car with strawberry in that.
Not like that. Hands down.
Saki, stop. I'll keep it safe right here.
So this was a quick, easy way to put a project together. And since I count for the experience, this was a fabulous way to spend our day. It was very easy and quick, and we used minimum resources to put this amazing kimono together. And the boys tried it on and had a lot of fun. So hopefully this should give you some ideas, and thank you for watching.